Hi, I'm here with Chris Whitford, and a good friend of mine from many, many years back when we were young moms together. And Chris has kindly agreed to chat with us a little bit today about her experience with working with me, particularly with the 21-day purification program. So
Yeah,
thank you, Chris.
I'm thrilled to be able to talk about my experience. It's a privilege, actually.
So I think you're finishing up your fifth cleanse, is that right?
Yes, my fifth one.
Okay.
Hard to believe. I made it, and I do it again.
Well, that's good. And you've gotten your family to do it too, several of your family members.
Yes, I have,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. So, okay, so think back to 3 or 4 years ago when it was the first time you did a cleanse. What moved you from knowing about what I'd been doing probably for a few years to actually thinking, okay, I want to do this?
I think it had everything to do with wanting to set aside a time for me to actually prioritize my own well being. And it had everything to do with wanting to reset my appetites. And needing a structure in which to do that in a wise and healthy manner. So I decided, well, let's do this. I had watched quite a few friends go through the process, and they were always enthusiastic, but they weren't arm twisters. I just they would answer my questions now and again, and the more I found out about it, the more I knew that it was really just a way of actually getting the right and best nutrients to my body. Um, in some ways, yeah, that was it, really. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. Well, and I think you're touching on several things. The first of which is it's a whole food cleanse. Like you eat real food, even
Yeah,
from the beginning, right? So
yeah.
even though,
It is not a fast in the sense of deprivation. You are choosing not to eat certain foods, but out of a an intent to accomplish a certain purpose, not because there is something inherently valuable in deprivation. And I think if people understand that, you're actually feeding yourself wisely. You're not depriving yourself. And that to me is a very important, that was an important mindset for me to have. And then the experience only enhanced it.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first time you went through it, if you can even remember back,
Yeah.
how was the first week? What was the experience like?
The first week. So, the first week you've geared yourself up, your head's in the game. I think one of the wonderful things is that it's a set protocol. So you're not waking up going, oh, what should I do today? So all of that decision making is taken off the table. And in many ways, you realize how stressful it is to try to eat healthy without a plan. And as soon as you put a plan in place, it's like you're walking a paved road, a plowed street. You're not hiking up some hill that you have to take, a big knife to and cut away the branches. No, there's a path. You get on the path. You've decided this is the path you're going on. And yes, you might hit bumps in the road, but those can be adjusted to. So for me, I started sleeping well. I am not a bad sleeper. I get good amounts of sleep regularly. I wouldn't say I'm an insomniac or have any trouble sleeping, but I even sleep better on the cleanse. So that happened as of day one. I think my most fatigued day has been probably day four. Um, yeah, probably day four has been my most fatigued day, but usually just sort of like a 15-minute nap in the afternoon took the edge off of that. Um, but I respond very quickly. I feel good pretty fast, and I think it has everything to do with the blood sugar, evening my blood sugar. So you know, yeah. So that first week there were challenges, but primarily they were momentary. They weren't like enduring challenges where I thought, "Oh my gosh, I can't do this." And you take it one day at a time. So, if you're focusing one day at a time, you're going to make it. It's just like taking a long walk. You just put one foot in front of the other. That's it.
What has been your experience as you've gone through several different cleanses? Are they the same every time, or have you
That,
picked
that's a
up new?
great that's a great question. In some ways, they're very similar. They're similar in the sense that I feel great fast. I sense the difference of the food, the diet, and really, I sense positive results very quickly. But they've been very different in terms of yeah, some of I think I felt more nauseous in the first couple of days this last time, the fifth time, than I did the first time. Um, I think that my body acclimated, though, this last time much faster. It was almost like it went through this, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, I know this. I get this, right? I can go back to this place quickly. So, yeah, that would be one. That would be one difference. But really, they've been all very different. I realize what foods I really like to eat. Like it's not just a craving, but I really like that. I actually would miss that if I didn't have that the rest of my life. It honed sort of my likes and my dislikes. Each time I discovered new vegetables, that kind of thing.
So you've
Yeah.
discovered new vegetables along the way.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely. And I think also have identified when I'm thirsty and not hungry. That's been something that I've, discovered.
Let's just talk a minute about real food. Have you shifted any of your eating habits toward more vegetables, toward cleaner foods, maybe
Yeah.
less processed foods, less
I've never really been a terrible eater my whole life. So food has not been something that has been an obstacle. So, I have had people say to me, well, why are you doing that? Like, you don't seem like you need to do this. And I'm like, yeah, just because I may make good food choices doesn't mean I don't make bad ones, and doesn't mean I don't need to relearn why I make bad food choices or what the food does to me. I think each time I've done the cleanse, I stay eating that way for longer. Um, I think it's made me realize portion size, that's changed. Or if I get off track, then I really know I'm off track. So yeah, I think I try to put more vegetables on the table. It's really a time issue. I mean, I have come to that very clear conclusion that eating well just takes time, not even necessarily more money, just time and forethought. So, and then different habits, like go to Hale and Hardy and get a soup as opposed to I don't know, a burger joint or something. So, just realizing that there's different ways to solve the same problem. I'm out and I need to grab something to eat. It's got to be quick. Well, there's choices there that I didn't recognize before that the cleanse made me find because I had a desire to eat something other than carrots and celery.
thank you for just telling us a bit about your experience, and it's been awesome. And is there anything you want to leave someone who might be thinking, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if it really is
Oh,
going to
yeah.
help me?
I, no, no, no. I mean, I try not to sound like a crazy lunatic when I'm on it to tell people to do this. It's like I realize you sound like, you've found the Holy Grail. That's a ridiculous, there's no silver bullet to anything. But I think that you can't overestimate the power of getting all the sugar and processed food out of your body and out of your habits. And 3 weeks is a perfect amount of time. It flies by. So if it sounds too long, it really isn't. It's what you need to really shift your appetites and to see a change. The benefits far outweigh any difficulties, and you'll find yourself doing it twice a year without even knowing it.
Well, and it's a different experience in the summer than in the winter, right?
Yes, yes. I am not sure why I choose to do this in January so often when there's like the farmer's market is quite barren, but it's workable. Soups, we
Yeah.
eat a lot of soup.
I eat a lot of soup in the winter
Yeah.
too, and then but in the summer when you have the farmers market and the harvest
Right.
and everything coming in, it's just fabulous.
Yeah.
So,
Fantastic.
all right. Well, thank you, Chris.
You're welcome. Thank you, Elizabeth. Ciao.